is CTV News.
Good evening, I'm Sanjay. Maru. Thanks for joining us. U.S. President Donald Trump has authorized a new pipeline today that would move Canadian oil to the U.S. and could increase Canada's exports to the South by more than 12%.
Slightly different than the last administration. Very different. They wouldn't sign a pipeline deal, and we have pipelines going up.
The proposed pipeline is expected to transport Canadian crude from the border to Wyoming and could cost about $2 billion American, according to the company. The pipeline was proposed by Bridger and Canadian company Southbow. This is being seen as a revival of the controversial Keystone XL project that was canceled by former President Joe Biden back in 2021 following protests from Indigenous groups. If approved, the pipeline will start from Hardisty, Alberta, pass through Saskatchewan, cross the border into Montana, and go all the way to Wyoming. The new proposal will use parts of the canceled Keystone XL oil pipeline in Canada, but take a different route in the U.S. Back at home, Windsor police are looking for 3 suspects after 2 separate incidents involving weapons left 3 youths injured. Officers say a 12-year-old boy was threatened with a knife at a park on Lillian Avenue. A suspect cut his pant leg before the boy ran home safely. About 40 minutes later, 2 16-year-olds were pepper sprayed near a community center on Ypres Avenue. Police believe the same suspect is responsible and say he was later joined by 2 others. The victims suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information is requested to contact police. Well, there is no relief in sight with the soaring price of gas as the conflict with Iran shows no signs of resolution. Gas prices in Canada shot up Thursday to wartime highs before a drop. The volatility essentially wiping out the relief from the federal gas tax break. And as CTV's Stephanie Mazzotti explains, prices are expected to rise further.
How can you live? Because the month just fly. Rent, mortgage, the gas, the hydro, it's everything accumulates.
And with the price of gas, Maria is considering parking her car. But she knows that will cost her as well with the price of insurance.
It's a disaster.
Buy today. Don't wait until tomorrow.
The message from Dan McTague with Canadians for Affordable Energy.
But no matter where you are, you're moving towards about $1.88 to $1.90 a litre tomorrow at most stations here in Windsor.
These roller coaster prices are going to continue to trend upwards and fast.
Well, there might be a bit of reprieve on Saturday. We're looking at a major, serious, unprecedented supply shortage in global oil supplies, and that means that there's going to be upward pressure on oil prices throughout the month of May and June, even if there is a peace agreement between the United States and Iran.
It's not only Canada, I understand, but for a country like this, it's overboard.
McTague predicts we will reach $2 a litre by next week, and that's despite the most recent suspension of the federal fuel tax. On April 14th, Ottawa suspended the tax until September 7th, saving Canadians about 10 cents a litre at the pump.
If those 2 taxes had still been in place, we'd already be at about $2.15 to $2.20 a litre.
He estimates hitting a high of $2.20 in the month of May, which would break a record set in June of 2022.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous, and there's no way I can be paying for this, especially at my age. I drive a German car, so I take premiums, so I'm paying already about $2.10.
Whether you drive an EV or whether you don't drive at all, you're going to be impacted by this in terms of higher food prices and the cost of pretty much everything.
Stephanie Mazzotti, CTV News.
And you'll also be impacted by construction season. It's here and it's about to intensify. The City of Windsor has 18 projects on the books for this season. And as CTV's Bob Belichico reports, many of them start in just a few days.
Work is already underway. The signs are pointing towards more starting up next week.
This is exactly the time of year where people say, gosh, the roads are so bad in this city. And as soon as May 1st comes, folks start saying, gosh, it's hard to move around this city because there's so much road construction.
In all, 7 construction projects will begin, with the biggest one taking place on Riverside Drive. 2 lanes will close, allowing for east-west traffic in the other 2 lanes.
There will be no doubt a little bit of pain as we move through the city. But you know what? Short-term pain, long-term gain.
On Riverside, full-depth asphalt, milling, and paving, curb replacement, sidewalks, and driveways expected to be done June 1st.
That's going to be a big one, and it's a road that a lot of people travel every single day. It's one of the busiest roads in the city, so that's going to be one that's going to make a big impact.
In Ward 4, 5 projects, including Chilver Road, Perrin Avenue, and Giles Boulevard East. All the work mirroring Riverside Drive, with some of the work to begin after the Tour de Via Italia cycling race in June. In Ward 3, 8 projects. Topping the list, Erie Street, Pitt Street, and Goyo Street. And in Ward 2, 5 projects, like Wyandotte Street West and Campbell Avenue. So anyone that's driven down College Avenue near the University of Windsor, just east of Huron Church Road, knows that this road here is really bad. And it's surprising to see that it wasn't included on the project list in Ward 2.
It's one I hear the most about, I would say. I'd say the challenge with that is there's negotiations with the Ambassador Bridge and, in that whole area. And so it's part of that negotiation process.
In the meantime, Ward 2 City Councillor Fraser Fathers says the city will continue to maintain College Avenue as best they can.
We're patching it in the hope that we get a deal that then sees that whole area sort of redesigned around whatever that future truck plaza and the land swaps move forward.
What about impact to local businesses?
The last thing we want to do is harm a business who's employing people and paying property taxes as we do this work. So we're going to work with them.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
Turning now to a verdict described as one of the largest car crash jury awards in Windsor, a motorcyclist has been awarded more than $2 million in relation to a collision in London in August of 2019. A Windsor motorcyclist who wishes to remain anonymous had the right of way when a vehicle turned left into his path. Lawyer Joanna Sweet says her client's life was drastically altered that day because of the injuries he suffered.
A fracture to his right wrist, and he's right hand dominant, a right femur fracture that needed a rod inserted, and then he needed a subsequent surgery on that leg. He also had some fractured vertebrae in his neck and a brain bleed, even though he was wearing a full face helmet at the time of the collision.
Sweet says they took the case to a jury after more than 6 years because the insurance company for the woman who caused the accident was only offering a few $100,000. The victim is 44 years old and he continues to struggle with his injuries, which have left him without the ability to work and provide for his family. After a 15-day trial, the jury sided with Sweet's client and ordered the insurance company to pay $2 million plus Sweet's legal fees for her client. Sweet says the verdict isn't just about money.
I think it's fair to say that he feels relief. He feels like justice was served. We all did when that jury verdict came back, because this is a person who suffered tremendous injuries and has had a very real, tangible change in his life, and he's going to be suffering with it for the rest of his life. So to hear that verdict and just to know that he was believed by the jury and that the truth came out was so gratifying.
Ontario is considering a ban on cell phones in schools, concerned that students are spending too much time on the devices during the day. But studies show it's not just young people scrolling for hours on end. Many of us are also spending hours every day glued to our phones. CTV's Pat Foran has more.
How much time do you spend on your phone each day?
Several hours, 5 hours a day. Listen to podcasts and whatnot, and then doomsday scrolling.
A recent survey shows people pick up their phones nearly 200 times a day on average and spend more than 4 hours a day on them. Nearly half say they feel addicted.
Too much.
Excessive screen time can affect sleep, stress levels, attention span, mental health, and even our ability to connect with people in real life.
So many notifications, so many texts, so many pings, all of your news is coming through your phone, all of your tasks and to-dos and emails are all coming through your phone, so that you get to a place of burnout where responding to a single text feels tiring.
Consumer Reports says there are simple ways to cut back and reclaim some non-screen time.
Start by just taking short breaks. Even just having your phone in another room for 20 minutes can help you build that comfort and tolerance being away from your device.
You can also delete or limit time-wasting apps like social media, even temporarily. Mute noisy notifications, set your phone to grayscale to make apps less tempting. Replace screen time with books, hobbies, or exercise. And ask friends friends and family to hold you accountable. And if you need more help,
depending on how much change you feel like you need, you could do anything from install an app that sets stricter screen time limits to downgrading all the way to an old school flip phone.
there are even tools designed to help, like a device called Brick, which blocks apps unless you physically tap your phone to unlock them. Whether you go high tech or back to basics, think less scrolling and more strolling. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Ottawa is considering privatizing airports, but not everyone is sold on the idea of selling off crucial public infrastructure. CTV's Abigail Beeman with more now on why it's being discussed and where things stand.
More details trickling out about the government's plans to explore privatizing airports after the spring economic update said it's still on the table.
From place to place, from facility to facility, how we can maximize the gains for Canadians.
The transport minister says they will look at each airport separately. Ottawa owns 41. 23 of the biggest are leased to third-party airport authorities.
I think that's a very complicated issue, but I think they need to be more fiscally responsible. Maybe they wouldn't be selling off Canadian assets.
History is littered with examples of the failures of privatization, and this is a potentially a very costly and dangerous plan.
With critics quickly coming forward, concerned about already high airfare and the potential for fees to creep higher.
I'm very suspicious because one group of people who are sure to gain from it are those who may be buying the airport.
Airport user fees account for about 30 cents of every dollar of a regular airfare that a Canadian purchases. That's not an insignificant cost. And so if there is a way to lower that, presumably you'd be able to increase your volumes.
This aviation lawyer says it's possible privatization could lower prices too. And at this point, the government seems to be looking at all kinds of options.
We need to take a very close look before we proceed, precisely because there are cautionary tales in private investment at airport, but there are also genuine success stories.
The head of Calgary's airport authority says he understands firsthand the pros and cons of privatization, but for now,
if we can have a structure that keeps our world-class safety and security, keeps a high quality and affordability for passengers, and we drive our economies, if we can do that in a better structure, let's do it. And so let's have the conversation.
Outside of Calgary, airport authorities across the country aren't saying much. The Canadian Airports Council sent us a one-line statement. They're working with the government on the evolution of the airport model and are exploring investment opportunities. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Still ahead, tuition expenses, they're climbing, and a new survey is suggesting many young families are not ready, with more turning to grandparents for help to pay the bills. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joining me now for a look at the forecast. Gary, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it sounds like we're talking about frost?
You're right about that. Good evening once again, Sanjay. Folks, cold enough in some areas across southern Ontario, the Golden Horseshoe, further east towards the Ottawa Valley, that we could indeed be looking at the chill early tomorrow morning. So frost advisories going out, of course, to alert you that there's potential of damage to vegetation for growers and planters, anyone who's got a garden, for example, of course, to keep that in mind, that it's going to get chilly for tomorrow morning. If you have the dog out or let the cat out, it's going to be a cold one. Today's high was about almost 4 degrees Celsius below seasonal between Windsor, Essex, Chatham, Kent. In fact, 4 degrees below Celsius at the airport. That's what we're looking at for stats here. And we anticipate the lows and the highs eventually to moderate and become more in line with averages. But this spring has really been tumultuous. We've seen very huge swings in terms of temperatures in a very short period of time. We're still in the midst of that right now. There's some snow in Manitoulin Island and parts of central northern Ontario, all due to 2 areas of low pressure becoming one, and that's where the showers came in early this morning and sporadically across parts of Michigan into southern Ontario. Tomorrow morning, I think there is a chance of some rain, and then again tomorrow night and perhaps Saturday morning. There's even some snow being forecast in and around Sarnia for Saturday morning. It will be chilly enough that we could see it. So we're not out of the woods yet to say goodbye to frosty conditions, frosty mornings. The rainfall tallies are not very high, but it's there, and it looks like the north shores of Lake Erie would be the probable areas that could see the rain in the next, say, 12 to 18 hours. The overnight low temperatures, now this is a broad sweep of what the computer simulations are putting together. There isn't complete consensus that will reach 3 degrees Celsius. There are pockets within this map of extreme southwestern Ontario where there's likely a good chance of 0 or +1 being the low before tomorrow morning at dawn. Tomorrow, cloudy throughout the day. Showers most likely in the morning, and then clouding over and still cool and below seasonal, only seeing a high of 9 degrees for your Friday, May 1st. Afternoon. Saturday, Sunday, 10, 14, still mostly cloudy with slight chance of showers, a slight possibility, and a cloudy week next week. Monday, Tuesday warms up and then cools right back down again through the midweek.
Turning now to a ceremonial kickoff today to an ambitious and meaningful journey from Windsor to Ottawa. It's one that aims to raise awareness and support for neurodiverse children and their families across the province. It's called the Autism Heroes Road Trip. York Regional Police Officer Adam McEachran starting this morning on a multi-day journey running and cycling from Windsor to Ottawa. Colleagues, community members and supporters gathering to send him off on his 18-day journey in honor of his 2 sons who are on the spectrum. This is McEachran's 5th endurance event to help raise awareness for autism, which has raised $100,000.
They are meeting me in Ottawa. We're also stopping in my hometown of Alliston, Ontario. They're holding a large reception there. I've already talked to them this morning. They miss me tons. They're the reason I do it.
Planning for your child's future has never been more complicated. In the past, it's meant setting money aside for an RESP and watching it grow. But a new survey says many new parents are not in a position to do that, and they're also relying more now on their parents for help. CTV's Heather Wright on how young families are coping in these days when money is tight.
Isabel? With 3 kids in university at the same time, Brad Nussbaum knows just how expensive post-secondary tuition can be.
It was sort of like childcare, right? Having 3 kids in childcare at the same time, it's expensive. School's expensive.
Brad and his wife made a deal with their kids. They'd pay for tuition, the kids pay for living expenses. Registered education savings plans help cover most, and they got creative to take care of the rest.
There's a lot of scholarship that don't go claim. So we had the kids apply for every scholarship that we could find.
But as post-secondary tuition rises, more families say they might not be able to fully pay for their child's post-secondary education. According to a survey from Embark and Angus Reid, just 33% of parents say they can cover their kids' tuition. 27% say they won't be able to, while 26% expect it will be financially difficult.
Despite the large number of new parents today are financially planning and budgeting for the future of their children, there's not a lot of confidence that they can afford it.
In its early parent readiness report, Embark, an education savings and planning company, says there is significant concern among new and expectant parents when it comes to the cost of raising children. More than half say they are only somewhat financially prepared, while more than 1 in 3 say they've received financial help from family members. The advice from both financial planners and parents like Brad is to plan early to have as much time to save as possible.
We did a lot of things for our kids to get them to where they are.
With tuition, rent, and other living expenses, post-secondary education in Canada can exceed $30,000 a year, a number that keeps rising. Heather Wright, CTV News, Burlington, Ontario.
Markets in Toronto and New York ended higher today. In Toronto, the TSX gaining 646 points. In New York, the Dow adding 790. The Nasdaq up 219. The Canadian dollar gaining 1/3 of a cent today. Gold is up $68 an ounce, while oil falls $1.81 a barrel. Start your day with the latest local news. Sign up for our newsletter for direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. There's diplomatic tension between Tehran and Ottawa heading into next month's World Cup. Iranian Soccer Federation President Mehdi Taj was denied entry to Canada earlier this week at Pearson Airport. An Iranian news outlet says he was given a visa but was turned away because he is a former member of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is classified as a terrorist entity by Canada. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand says it is her understanding that permission to enter Canada was revoked unintentionally. The three-man delegation has now gone home. They were headed to Vancouver for the FIFA Congress, which began today. And at that gathering, FIFA's president said Iran will play World Cup games in the U.S. despite the war between the two nations.
The reason for that is very simple, dear friends, is because we have to unite. We have to bring people together. It is my responsibility, it is our responsibility. Football unites the world.
Iran will play all three of its matches in the U.S., 2 in Inglewood, California, near Los Angeles, and 1 in Seattle. It is the only nation not at the pre-tournament FIFA Congress that brings together each of the 211 federations in soccer's governing body. Turning now to our weekly segment, What's Up YQG, with Johnny Parks from our sister station 89X and our own Melanie Kentner. They're featuring a hit Disney musical in Windsor this weekend.
Yeah, Frozen is one of my favorites. Now, Johnny, are you more like an Anna or an Elsa?
Probably the reindeer. What's his, Sven? Is that it? Okay, yeah, I'm like the reindeer. We're here with Ruby. I take it you're more of an Anna yourself.
Yeah, Anna's always been my favorite for sure.
Can you tell us about the production?
Yeah, it's truly a spectacle. If anyone here hasn't seen Frozen, it follows the magical journey of self-discovery between two sisters, Anna and Elsa, and all of the fun, magical adventures that they go on throughout the show.
And how long have you been preparing for this role?
I've been preparing for this role for over a year now, since they first teased that they were doing Frozen. It's been a while.
And what can people expect to see on the stage in the show?
I'd say it's less about what they can expect to see, but more about what they can expect to experience. The set design for this is truly insane. Like, audience members are transformed inside of Arendelle. It's truly crazy. It's like you're there on stage living through the journey with the actors. It's crazy.
Amazing. And I love the soundtrack. So what is your favorite song?
That's a really hard question. For this, I'm going to say my favorite song to perform is actually one that's not in the movie. I've come to love it so much because of this experience. It's called I Can't Lose You. So you're going to have to come to the show to check it out to hear it.
Yeah, that's definitely the best call. We'll let you do the singing. We'll stick to the talking. So.
For sure. And we'll put the link so everybody can check out where to get tickets and all that fun stuff. Now, Johnny, there are a few other events that we have to mention this weekend coming up. Some Cinco de Mayo stuff.
Cinco de Mayo party all weekend long at Windsor East. Been looking forward to this, and of course getting ready for Tuesday.
Yeah, and they have the Margarita Mile too. And there are a few other Mexican-themed events going on.
Yeah, they've got a fiesta weekend kind of thing going on with a bunch of, I think, like a dozen different local breweries and distilleries and cideries, if that's a word, all participating in that.
Amazing. And something for rockers too.
Tell me when it's over.
3 days grace at Caesars Windsor on Friday. This is going to be awesome. Royal Tusk is playing Finger 11, and I will actually be on stage as well, making a big announcement from 89X.
Amazing. Well, can't wait to see that. So thanks, Johnny, and thank you, Ruby. And that's What's Up YQG.
Gary is back with a final look at this frosty forecast. Gary.
Still looking at frost advisory, Sanjay, for tomorrow morning. More likely in the Chatham-Kent-Rondo Park area. Neck of the woods of extreme southwestern Ontario, still a chance, even though we're not technically in that advisory in Windsor, Essex, and the surrounds, that it could be chilly enough to see some frost tomorrow morning as well. Still unsettled, showery, that is, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then another wave of warmer air to start things off Monday, Tuesday, but along with it, clouds bearing rain, potentially. And that's the story for the next 7 days straight. We do warm up Monday, Tuesday, but we cool right back down towards Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Wherever you are, keep an umbrella nearby yet again. I'll keep saying it because that's the way the weather is working of late. Have yourselves a good night. Sanjay?
And finally for us, as more Canadian families face food insecurity, a group in Eastern Ontario is working to give as many kids as possible access to hot, nutritious meals. But as CTV's Kimberly Johnson shows us, they're working out of a school cafeteria previously unused for years.
It's been years, but this school's kitchen is bustling once again.
Today is the mac and cheese that has the addition of some squash in it, which has become a favorite.
Chef Suzanne Neymenes is packing up hundreds of meals for a hot school lunch program using a school cafeteria kitchen at Regiopolis Notre Dame Catholic High School in Kingston that has sat here unused since the pandemic.
Something very different than this physical space is actually used to as well, so it's been fun.
The program is part of the Food Sharing Project, which has been providing kids in Kingston with nutritious food for decades and recently expanded to providing hot lunches. Organizers turned to Kingston school boards after a number of kitchens inside schools shut during the pandemic and never reopened because they weren't financially viable to run.
So there was no use being made of all of these very amazing commercial kitchens.
Moore says the school and Catholic board donated the space, as well as the deep cleaning it needed. The Food Sharing Project also upgraded the equipment.
We have been hearing so much about how hungry kids are at school, about how school coordinators are having to increase their orders every week because the kids are eating everything that they put out, and that kids are looking for something more hearty.
Now, more than 1,500 meals are prepared here each week for high school and elementary students. And officials say with 1 in 4 families facing food insecurity in this region, more students are signing up all the time.
There's more community being built in the cafeteria as well amongst students. Giving kids the opportunity to explore nutritious things, try new things, take risks. It's really important to ensure that students are fed so they're successful.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News, Kingston.
Great initiative there. That is your news for tonight. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Windsor's News Leader. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 6 and 11.